Before we move on to our lesson 46, let's just take a look at our sentence pattern. We've learned about SVDO, SVE, SVIODO, SLVPN, and SLVPA. If you've noticed that if a subject is followed by a verb, it is usually has a direct object or none at all. Or it could be followed by indirect object and then direct object. But if your subject is followed by linking verb, it is usually followed by either a predicate noun or predicate adjective. Let me give you an example here. The trees wore lovely colors. Now, before we start labeling the subject, and which one is subject, which one is verb, or is it direct object, and so on, let's take a look at our sentence first and see if we have a preposition. I don't see any preposition in this sentence, so let's just move on. The trees were lovely colors. Trees is the subject. Were is the verb. It is an action word. Colors is direct object. So your sentence pattern here is SVDO. Another one. Leaves fell to the ground. Now, like I said earlier, let's see if we have a preposition. Now, we do have a preposition, the word to. Now, it means that if we do have a preposition, it means that we have a prepositional phrase, which is the word to the ground. Now, we have to put that inside the parentheses, to the ground. That's our prepositional phrase. And do not touch it. Every time you located your prepositional phrase, you put it inside a parenthesis and do not touch it at all. Now we only have to deal with the words left outside the parenthesis, which is leaves fell. Now let's see which one is our subject. The subject is leaves, and then the word fell is a verb. So our sentence pattern is SV. Let's do another one. The sun was a golden ball. Do we have a preposition or prepositional phrase? We don't have any. So let's just continue again. Let's see which one is our subject. Our subject is sun. Was is a linking verb. Remember earlier I said that if the subject is followed by a linking verb, the linking verb is either followed by a prepositional phrase, prepositional noun or prepositional adjective. So if we look at the last word, which is right after the word golden, so the last word is ball, and that is the name of a thing, so that is a prepositional noun. So our sentence pattern is SLVPN. Okay, now let's start our lesson 46. Let me give you an example here. Our coach has always quoted us scripture verses. Now, before anything else, again, let's see if we have a prepositional phrase. And a prepositional phrase is always starts with a preposition. And I don't see any preposition here, so it means we don't have any prepositional phrase. So the word coach is the subject. Now we have has and quoted as our complete verb. Now has is a linking verb and quoted is our main verb. So you have to underline both of these words and they are our complete verb. Okay, Now, we have an indirect object, which is us. And since we have an indirect object, that means that we also have a direct object, which is scripture verses. Now, what about the word always? That's the only one that's left. What about that? Now, the word always is an adverb. It tells about the action of the verb, like always. So now our sentence pattern, we're trying to see what sentence pattern do we have here. Our sentence pattern is SVIODO. Now I mentioned about adverb because in your sentence or in some of the sentences that you're going to encounter, it has adverb in it. So an adverb tells about the action of the verb and may change the meaning of the sentence. Now, some example of adverb, we have usually, often, sometimes, also, even, or not that come between the helping verb and the main verb. Sometimes it's not in between those words. So you just have to be careful if you see those words usually, often, sometimes, also, even. Those are adverbs. Now let's just take a look at these prepositions. Now in front of, behind, between, around, across from, through, next to, among. These are examples of a preposition. Now always remember that a prepositional phrase is a group of words that begins with a preposition and ends with a noun or a pronoun, which is called the object of the preposition. Now open your book on page 89, and I need you to work on your pages 89 and 90.